This has never been done before. Wait, we've done a live from the house.
Mm-hmm.
We did a live questions and answers once. Hopefully everybody can hear me okay. I keep pulling it closer and closer. I have a fan going upstairs so the kids have that background noise, the white noise. Yo, Mike. I gotta turn the chat stuff on so I can see it. Hello. Yeah, so some of you probably follow on Instagram that we're staying the weekend. Sarah's chatting with her sister right now. They're in Texas. Hi, everybody. You're just thinking that we could chat for a couple seconds about staying the weekend, if there's any questions. Today was a weird day, like, because we stayed last night and just waking up and eating breakfast. And I went to the store to get stair railing and, you know, different things that we need. And then I just kind of like, you know, played with the kids a little bit and puttered around. And it was weird because I always have this feeling like I'm in a hurry sometimes when I'm working because I just want to get home and see the kids because it's my weekend. And this weekend is completely different. I don't know. I like it. It makes me want to leave more like undone and just move in. Because I think I could work very efficiently and effectively, you know, while we're living here.
Right.
So I can't see the questions very well. I was kind of hoping that you could pull it up on the tablet.
Okay.
I got old man eyes. I know I saw one question, and it was when we are going to be moving in. I don't think we're going to be moving in until probably November, officially. And that could change, but we need to get the stairs completely stripped, which is a very slow process, Sarah's telling me. Just takes forever. So stripped, sanded, painted, and then the railing. I have literally been in the basement for 3 to 4 hours, and I've now cut the railing 4 times, and I've cut it flat, and I've remeasured, cut it, you know, and my very first cut was pretty good. I should have left it, because that one I could have worked with.
But now you know.
Well, I know what good is. My second one was so bad, it was laughable. When the first one was close, I was like, hey, I'll just, you know, I can get this closer. And I cut it off, and I started over, and it was off by a half an inch. And Lily was down there with me, and she was like, that doesn't look very good. She kind of stuttered, like, I don't know if she wanted to say it because she thought that I might get like upset or something. She was like, that doesn't look good. It's turning out to be quite, hey Peter, it's turning out to be quite difficult to cut a wedge shape into the railing and then the opposite shape, like a pie.
Well, I mean, if it wasn't like detailed, it would be easier, probably.
Right. Like the railing obviously has a detail to it, the post has a detail to it, and I'm coming to the realization that those two things are not gonna line up. Not gonna happen.
No.
So there's some things I can do though. I was actually thinking there's some other ways that I could hook those two things together. So I might, yeah, most houses are 90% done. Ali, that's true. This house will never be done. I mean, there's always going to be something that could be done, or, you know, whether it be inside or outside. It's totally true. I think I've let go of the idea that I need the house to be done before, especially before we move in. Like, I'm pretty sure now we're gonna be moving in before the baseboard's down because it just doesn't need to be. Yeah, I need to go back to the Amish guy. Tomorrow's Sunday, so I can't do it Sunday. Might go Monday, because I have Monday off. But he's never cashed the check for the built-in. And I gave it a while because, you know, they don't go to the bank very often. But now it's been 3 weeks, I think. And he probably lost the check, which is surprising because they treat those checks like cash. So yeah, maybe I can, if I'm having trouble with it still, I can bring it. The problem with the railing is it's 8 foot long and it has to be 7 foot long. So I can only really try so many times before then the railing is just too short. No pressure. The gardens, probably when we're living here, I think.
Well, I tried to get a dump truck of manure and they were sold out.
Yeah, manure is all sold.
I'll have to find someone else.
I'm sure there's other people.
But I've been thinking about it a lot because I have a lot to move.
Yeah, we have a lot of flowers at the other house to move.
And it's important to me to get them.
Mm-hmm. We'll have plenty of time to do it next spring. And then we looked at a small tractor yesterday, and then I looked at another one today because Sarah's kind of thinking that she wants like something to help her as far as your gardening, because they're going to be pretty good sized gardens. And you know, she doesn't have to tell me only once that she wants a tractor. I'm gonna run with that one. See if we can find another good deal like I did for my Kubota. That was a really good deal. Tell me if I miss any questions.
Someone asked how the kids like their rooms.
They've always kind of not joked around or fretted too much, but they've talked about the house being scary or haunted. And I always kind of ignored it. But they both have gone to bed completely by themselves in their bedrooms last night and tonight.
Well, the funny thing about that is today they asked if they could take a video with the tablet. And they took a video of Jace like covered in a blanket, like skulking around like he was a ghost upstairs in black and white, so it like you can't really see it, and it was dark. So I was like, why are you trying to make yourself scared of yourselves?
I don't
like,
think they're too scared of that kind of stuff, to be honest.
No, clearly not, but they like are trying to.
They're pretty creative. I let them watch a video the other day. You know, one of those videos where someone sees a kraken, someone sees like
well, they've been obsessed with like Bigfoot or like
Bigfoot or a Sasquatch.
Yeah, that.
So anyways, I let them watch a video on all those things, and now they're walking around with their binoculars and they're trying to
have sightings.
Yeah. Did someone just say to turn the lights on?
I don't know. I didn't get that far.
I have this light off because that would really be too bright. There is a light above us. Do you want to flip that?
Okay.
I can do it. It's right there.
Someone said if you move in before it's finished, you'll never get done.
That's not true. You should know me better than that. No, I mean, like I said, it will never be done anyways because there's no house that's ever done. But no, I'll work on it a lot if I'm here, a lot more than when I'm not here. So, I like it. I really enjoy it. I like to fixate on the small things, like 4 hours in the basement on the railing and basically get nothing done. It's great.
Well, I feel like I've been stripping the same 3 stairs for like a week.
Yeah. Sarah's been stripping the stairs for a while.
Oh gosh.
I mean, it's only been like 4 days, really.
Well, the thing is, like the middle part is just like peels off, like in big sheets, so it's fine. But on the outside and then the back, and the front, like bullnose, is that what it's called? I don't know. The roundover part. It was painted white, and wherever it was painted white, the paint actually stuck to it, and it's almost like concrete. Like this paint stripper, the citrus strip, like barely touches it.
We know we can do it because we stripped the top stair, and that looks good. So, just a matter of time. It's nice being here because you basically worked on it all day. Will you sell or rent out your other home? So, yeah, Robin, I think we're gonna sell for sure. I don't really want to rent that house. It's next to Sarah's parents' house, so it's ideal for renting, but I don't really want to have like the 2 o'clock in the morning call that heat went out or something like that. I mean, that house has been bulletproof. It really has been great. We've worked on the well a little bit, the furnace once, but we've been there for 14 years. We moved in that house right after, when we got married. We didn't really live together before we got married, so that's how it's always easy to remember. We've been there for 14 years. We bought it from her parents. The house doesn't owe us anything, and I think it'd be nice just to be kind of done with it.
Someone asked if you work a full-time job.
I do, yeah. I work full-time for the USDA.
And I full-time mom and school at home.
Sarah works a lot harder than I do, I'll tell you that.
No. I think we work equally as hard. And we have to do things that seem really silly sometimes.
Yeah, my 8-hour day or more is just on a computer, sitting at a desk, talking on the phone. I get out in the field quite a bit, less now because of, everything going on. So I think that's why I always have so much energy and I'm ready to like work on the house or mow the lawn.
Somebody said they peeked from behind us.
What do you mean?
On the stairs.
Who did?
I don't know. One of the kids.
No, they didn't.
Maybe it was the cat.
No one peeked behind us. I could see it if they did. I would notice that. But I wouldn't be surprised if Jace did that at all. Or Lily. Apparently they can hear us pretty good, which isn't good, and it's very surprising because, as you know, if you watched all the videos, like I put like double sheetrock where I could, insulation in the floors, everything is as sound deadened as possible. But these open joists sections here in the living room, that subfloor right there is going right to Jace's room, and then the other one is Ellie's room. So I think we'll need to get some carpets in their room, which will help muffle the noise. We can show you this.
We're getting a lot of love.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, it's nice. Thank
good.
you.
What does that mean? Just like hearts and stuff?
Just saying that
Oh, good
they,
comments.
yeah, they like us.
Behind you,
A new TV.
picked that up today. TVs are
It was easy to pick up because it weighed 15.
TVs are way different than what I remember them. We haven't bought a TV since we moved into our last house. That was, right? We bought it.
It's not that old.
I think it is.
I think it's more like 10 years.
Okay, well, it's been 10 years since we bought a TV. The one we have at the other house is a plasma TV. I remember it being kind of pricey, even though it was on sale. But this TV, it was a 55-inch 4K TV for like $320 at Walmart. Like,
Hopefully it lasts.
well, I have my doubts. We also ordered a dryer. We can talk about that real quick. I think I mentioned it on Instagram. Okay, I started wrapping my head around the idea of hooking up a dryer vent. So I was gonna order the stuff I needed, and I started finding all these websites that were telling me that you shouldn't or can't, more like shouldn't, vent a dryer through the roof. I know that you can, but they said it's everything from a fire hazard to just a maintenance nightmare. So, I mean, that's what we've planned this whole time, is to vent a dryer right there. Long story short, a lot of conversation. We ended up buying what they call a ventless heat pump dryer. And I'm
Well,
excited, but it was expensive. Oh,
The conversation was more like, we could vent it into a bucket.
right.
We could put the dryer in the basement.
We were thinking about buying a normal vented dryer, and I watched a video where a guy vented it into a bucket.
Of water.
Yeah. You always have to keep water in the bucket. And that's not
Apparently
ideal.
it works. I don't know.
Apparently it works. But we have to be careful with condensation in this house because it's spray foamed. So the ventless heat pump dryer, we'll let you know. We should get it on the 13th, which is a couple weeks away.
And that was a conversation in itself. You tried to buy it online and it kept
I know.
adding, like, he had like 4 in his cart and you couldn't delete them.
Well, I tried to buy it online, and every time I did something, it would just add another one to the cart, and it wouldn't let me delete. So I got up to 4, and I was like, "This is ridiculous." I ended up calling Whirlpool and buying it directly, and what nice people. Like,
But they couldn't find it either. And it
Yeah.
took it was like an hour and a half on the
it
phone.
was a long conversation.
But they seem nice.
I bought a 5-year warranty with it. Because I don't trust new appliances. I just think that things aren't made that well. But I hope to be wrong. I hope I hope the dryer works for at least, 10 years or something.
So we would like to vent it out the side of the house,
Yeah.
but the stone
Yeah.
makes that nearly impossible.
There's no way I can vent. Well, one, because of the stone, it's 30 inches thick, and then the wall is thicker than that. But if we go straight out, which is what you want to do, we would actually be going into the upstairs of the other side of the house. So,
Yeah.
the engineer that planned this whole thing didn't think
The
that one
laundry
through.
room, you mean? That was my insistence.
Well, yeah, there was nowhere else to put it upstairs, so. I think in the end, the ventless dryer is the answer. I just hope that it works well. Did I see someone ask when we're going to start the other side of the house?
Yep.
No plan on that. The other side of the house, it's a big project, as you can imagine. I mean, we're talking full gut. I'm pretty sure it's going to need a whole new floor structure and supports in the basement.
Well, we're gonna do that anyway.
We want to raise the roof again and
What?
like the roof pitch. You knew that. We want to have the dormers.
That's not the same thing.
Yeah.
We just want to cut a gaping hole. in
Cut a
the-
huge hole in the roof and make a huge dormer like on the stone side of the house. But
Yeah.
what was that?
Yeah.
Why are you sleeping? Oh, we're sleeping in Ellie's room in a queen size bed. It's a birch bed that we got from them actually too. Yeah, so that's what we do now. Ellie is still sleeping with us. At our other house, we have a room that she could be in, but we're just keeping her with us for now. And that will change once the other side of the house is done, or sooner. We might have to sleep on an air mattress or something if the timing doesn't work out, but we're not too concerned about that. I mean,
Somebody said they have a heat pump dryer and it just takes longer.
yeah, that's the main downfall with the heat pump dryers. They do take longer.
The thing is, I do at least 1 load a day.
Mhm.
So if I can wash and dry it in 1 day, then fine.
What's nice about the Whirlpool, if you're looking or wondering, the Whirlpool heat dryer is a 7.5 or 7.4 cubic foot dryer. So it's like double the size of any other ventless dryer. Probably takes 3 times as long too.
Yeah.
Any other good questions?
We were actually talking about this. Carrie said how the TV used to be like a piece of furniture.
Yeah.
And I was trying to tell the kids like how like those console TVs.
You can't tell kids nothing about the past, you know? I was like, it was a 12-inch black and white. It was this big and it weighed, 1,000 pounds. And they're like, because they see this TV is 55-inch, like I said. It weighs 10 pounds.
Yeah. I was like, it's full of like tubes and stuff, and so it.
Not
like,
that one.
No. Back in the day.
We do have a plan. Did I just see a super chat?
Yeah.
Wow.
Thank you.
Air mattress?
Yeah, if Ellie kicks us out.
It's possible. Ellie likes mama.
Yeah.
I'll show you this. You're gonna see this soon in a sponsorship that we actually got, but this is a piece of artwork that my sister Sarah made for me. It's quite large. The plan is I'm gonna either hire the Amish guy or maybe try to make it myself, but I wanna try to build like a big, nice bookshelf, some cupboards down here, but then put this, turn it, and then put it over top of the TV, kind of like a way to hide the TV, because we don't watch a lot of TV. When you don't watch a lot of TV and you have this massive thing on your wall, it seems silly. I'd rather look at my sister's art all day, and then at night when we watch like our 45-minute long show, we can.
We go in spurts where
We
we're
do.
like find a show and watch it every night until it's over. And
Yeah.
then we go like a couple months finding another one.
Yeah, it's hard to find a good TV show nowadays, I think. Can't believe the $50 super chat.
Yeah, it's really nice.
I gotta get live chat back on the screen. Yeah, just to put it in perspective, I mean, that's probably more than what we make on a YouTube video. Like, it's a kind of a lot. So.
Well, and whenever we go live, people like
Yeah.
unsubscribe.
Yeah. Yeah. It happens when you go live, you lose a lot of people, but I guess YouTube-wise, I've really stopped thinking about that. I think the channel has kind of reached the apex just because there's only so many people that are interested in this sort of thing, and we don't really plan on branching out to like other things, right? The goal has never been to like grow the channel to some amount. It's always been just share the renovation the best we can, weekend warrior kind of stuff. So yeah, I don't know. It used to bother me when you would go live and lose like 50 subscribers because you work so hard to grow the channel. But now it's like, well, those people probably weren't watching anyways, so I probably bothered them on their pop-ups. So see you later. Maybe they'll come back when we start the other side, because I know a lot of people like the big renovation. Like when we get into gutting that. Reframing, we're gonna spray foam that. It's gonna be kitchen too. A lot of people want to see a kitchen. A lot of questions about the kitchen.
Mm-hmm.
Whoa, another one. Thanks.
The tenant is still there. He's not there right now, though, is he?
I think I heard him bopping around.
He was playing guitar earlier, and the kids
Yep.
and I were all sitting listening.
He plays electric guitar. He's so good.
Mm-hmm.
And then last night he went fishing. I don't think he got back until 3 or 4 in the morning.
I don't know.
He,
I didn't
he
hear.
fishes like on the St. Lawrence River, like at night, on a not very big boat, all the time. Like the dude is. I'd love to go with him, but I can't fish for that long. Like I get so bored in a boat.
If we brought the kids, they would be bored faster than us, and so then he'd have to bring us back.
So we went fishing once. You remember?
A couple times.
The dog jumped off the boat and into the water.
I don't remember.
She
that.
went after the fish.
Oh.
It was Peyton.
Yeah, we used to have a little dog, a peekapoo.
Yeah, little Peyton.
She was my stick tight.
Yeah. They asked if I had any other siblings. I do. I have 3 sisters. I have an older sister. She's 2 years older than me. And then Sarah is the youngest. And then there's one in the middle. Her name's Jamie. Did I say my oldest? I don't. Melanie is my older sister.
Mhm. Did you say thank you to Rebecca for the super chat?
Yeah, she's the one who just asked that question.
Oh.
Yeah, thank you, Rebecca, if we didn't say thank you. I think we did, but thank you. Any other good questions? Oh, do you think you'll be YouTubing after the renovation? I don't know. I feel like I'm not a very interesting person. So
I think it depends on like if we get into landscaping, but then it's a totally different channel.
Right. I'm not against it. I can tell you what I'll probably stop doing though if we don't post a lot or if we're doing like different things. I probably won't do the sponsorships anymore because that adds a level of, it just adds a level to doing YouTube videos when you're doing sponsorships. I don't hate it, I don't dislike it, or I wouldn't do it, but it's just a,
We can have fun doing that.
well, I try to have fun. I don't take
Uh-huh.
them unless I know I can have fun with it.
Right.
But it's like, you know,
You also have to hit
emails.
deadlines and
Yeah,
stuff.
there's deadlines and emails, and it's almost extra stress to be honest with you, which I can handle it. It's like my job, you know. I can be literally writing 4 different emails at one time and on the phone. It's just multitasking, and I'm good at it. Yeah, I mean, the landscaping here is going to be extreme too because it's 4 or 5 acres and we can pretty much cultivate all of it. And we want to have like flower gardens, we want to have grapes, pumpkins, you know what, all the berries actually.
Yeah,
really.
blueberries, raspberries.
Blueberries, raspberries, and then the garden itself. We really like that sort of thing too. Sarah really likes it. So
We've had
we'll
a
see.
couple of questions about DIY different, like how we know them and how do we feel about them moving to Florida.
As far as like Doug and Ashley moving to Florida, I don't have a comment about it. I think it's good for them.
They always hated the cold.
Yeah, I don't think they
Yes.
liked Michigan very much, and I'm sure they like Florida a lot. So
And we only know them through.
yeah, we only know
YouTube,
them through YouTube. So
like that. Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to, the crookedness of the camera drives me bonkers. What are your plans for the stair rail system?
Oof.
That's what I was talking about in the beginning of the video. I'm trying to do the stairs railing for the upstairs right now. So I have a plan. I just need to get lucky to make it happen.
So we have we have enough spindles to match
Hmm.
for the upstairs.
We found matching old spindles in the basement when we first bought the house.
Yeah, but there isn't enough to go down the stairs, and
Right.
we've been trying to get like, you know, our local salvage place to give us a price on the ones that we were interested in, and like he just never gets back to us.
Yeah, I think he's really
it's
busy.
really frustrating. But one of the questions.
It
was-
is cool seeing furniture in the house, isn't it?
Yeah.
It is not. I really didn't have places to sit the whole time.
Yeah.
The whole time I had some fold-up chairs, but I never sat in them.
Well, we would come here with our food, and we always just sat on the floor.
Yeah,
We
we'd
had a
sit on the
picnic.
floor. And now, you know, there's a table. Well, there's a whole kitchen.
Mhm.
The kitchen's actually pretty good, too.
Yeah.
It works good.
We don't plan on having animals, really. Lucas thinks he wants goats, but
Okay, so with my sister Sarah and Open Gate Farmstead, they have a YouTube channel. We half own a really good goat right now because we bought the goat. They've paid me half back through giving me lamb meat.
yeah.
It's a weird thing.
Yeah, anyway.
So anyways, like we half own this goat. So if we wanted to, we could get offspring from said goat. I wouldn't mind doing that. Little Nigerian goats for milking. We could get into soap making. They're really cute. They're great for clearing land. I'm not against it. I think Murphy would love chasing them around.
Oh, geez, yeah.
Probably to his own fault because
Yeah.
sometimes he runs to the point where he just
throws up.
collapses or throws up. Oh, yeah, you want to tell that story? Yesterday,
First day he's ever been here. And we talked about it. We're like, what if we bring Murphy and he like poops on the floor?
we have to give some background. Murphy has a sensitive diet, a sensitive stomach. He can
Uh-huh.
only eat certain things. If he drinks water too quickly, if he runs too much, you know, like he throws up or something. So first time we pretty much bring him here, and he's in the house, and he's pretty under control.
Yeah, he's fine. He was just hanging out.
Not bad, but he throws up like on the maple floor, under the table, like where you can't even get to it, and that was horrible. I wasn't happy.
I mean, you cleaned it up quick.
I cleaned it up very
was
quick.
fine.
The maple cleaned up amazing, actually. Polyex,
Yeah.
good job. About 30 minutes later, he puked 2 more times, and that was horrible.
That was basically just water.
Water puke, like the worst kind. So it's like the house has been christened.
Yeah.
This is what it's like, though. Like, everybody knows we're real people. You're real people. I mean, dogs have accidents. I just didn't want the accident to be within the first 20 minutes of getting here, you know? You know, you can't do anything about that. It's ridiculous, though. I don't think he's even sorry, though. Look at this.
He likes that spot.
Yeah, he does.
Just hangs out. Oh my goodness.
Hey, Murph. Hey, are you sorry that you puked on the floor? He looks so beat right now because the kids have been playing with him more being here.
Mm-hmm. They take him out for
He's so
walks.
tired. Yeah. That's our Murph.
Somebody said that their sons like our channel a lot.
Cool.
Well, hello, James and Liam. I'm sure you're not awake right now, but hey.
Hi, James, and hi, Liam. You can have him watch that part.
Yeah.
It's 32 minutes in. My middle name is James. What was that? Was that a question? Man, they pop up on the screen
I
so
have-
fast, I miss them.
I'm like way up, so I don't see him.
Oh, okay. Would love to see the kitchen. You want to see the kitchen we have now?
It might be kind of messy.
Yeah, it'll be messy. I don't think that matters.
Nah.
I can show you. Try to hold the camera still. Yeah, we still, you know, we don't have things like, so unpacking is difficult, we're finding. It's nothing like crazy or too special, to be honest. We're limited in what it can be. Little tiny table. We bought the electric stove just as a temporary stove. In the real kitchen, we'll have propane 100%. Propane is the way to go for us. This is literally all the cabinets we could fit. And then obviously the built-in will kind of be some cabinet space for us for a little while. This sink was in the last video you saw that. Not much to it, you know. We're not gonna put any uppers because, you know, honestly we don't need them, and then it's just you know, put more holes in the walls that I gotta fix. And then one thing I worked on, I'll show you. Well, we're starting to put the screens into the windows so we have less flies. I'm sure some of you have noticed the flies in the videos lately. It's because we don't have screens in the window. Yeah, I worked just putting in some, we're using the bleachers to put some shelves in here. They need to be cleaned and everything, but you get the idea. Pretty functional, very strong. Can load a lot of stuff in there. We're gonna use it as a pantry for now. What we have in our fridge? Nothing, probably. I ordered, oh, you can't see very good. I ordered some stuff from Instacart, I think it's called. Got some little ice cream treats in there, but the kids, they don't eat nothing bad, so they got like frozen fruit and some chicken. And then this is gonna be even worse. Yogurt, eggs. These are really, really good Amish made. They're called fry pies. These are really good. They're only like $1 a piece. I usually buy them right out. I think they like me. Aw, Murphy's got an itch. Try to be as steady as possible, but it's difficult, huh? Here. Any other questions? Questions, comments, concerns? Are the stairs finished yet, Sarah? Connie wants to know.
No.
She's been scraping her
Well, I got
fingers.
a lot done. Like my finger is so sore from like pushing, but I'm using citrus strip, and it's just. It only takes a little bit off at a time. Not even one layer at a time. Just a little.
Yeah. Yeah, so we found that citrus strip is the best way for us, and that's we tried a heat gun.
That works great.
Heat guns work great, but it's not good for the fumes with the kids, you know? I think that's what happened to me as a child. And then we did buy a infrared paint stripper, and it's kind of disappointing. And that's all I have to say about that.
It didn't work for me at all. Yeah.
It wasn't good. Do you have siblings?
I do. I have many siblings.
Big family.
I have 2 older brothers, and I have 2 younger brothers, and I have 1 older sister.
Some of those are step, but we
Yep.
treat them all the same because they're great. Her one step brother is about the same age as her, and he used to work with us at the restaurant that we had, and I really got to know him there, so he's like a brother to me. I don't know. I really like him. I like all our brothers and sisters.
Mm-hmm.
We've been dating. We dated in high school, so I mean I know her family really well. You know, good family. Good family. Her family, her mom and dad live right next door to us now, so that's pretty close. But that's about it. I mean, your one brother lives close, but the rest of them live pretty
Well,
far away.
My dad lives 45 minutes away.
Yeah. Yep.
And then there's a Texas, and then my brother that just passed away lived in Utah. So his family's there.
It's different than my family because everybody is close. We have one aunt that lives in California, and that's it. The rest of us are all, I could be at any of their houses within 20 minutes. That's kind of like a rule. You can't move outside of the 20-minute bubble. Prince Edward Island. I've heard of that.
Yeah.
Is that where they have, is that where the show, what is it, Anne of Green Gables?
Yeah, isn't that?
Yeah. Our kids love Anne of Green Gables, and I think I've heard about Prince Edward Island because of that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Seattle, there you go. Grunge band capital of the world. I'm a big Pearl Jam fan. Sarah and I have been to a Pearl Jam concert. It's like the one concert. I've been to 2 concerts in my life. They're both Pearl Jam.
I went to the Pearl Jam concert, but then in high school I went to what was the one? It was close by.
American Hi-Fi played in
No.
town. I don't know.
Sugar Ray.
Sugar Ray. Wow.
That was the first one I ever went to.
You probably shouldn't have said that. People were thinking you're cool about Pearl Jam, and then you're like, oh, went to Sugar Ray too.
It was cool then.
Yeah. He sang that song, I Just Want to Fly.
Yeah. Just wanna fly.
Brazil just came on. You saw that?
Mm.
That's where your brothers went, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Mhm.
They always talk about Brazil and they love it. They loved it. We used to go to Burlington all the time, Sydney. So, you know, Church Street, that's kind of like the go-to place in South Burlington. There's a little restaurant called Magnolia's. It's our favorite place.
That Asian noodle place.
Asian noodle place
That's
is
good.
maybe my favorite place because they're sushi. But Magnolia's is amazing. You have a coffee joint actually there called Muddy Waters. And that's what we based our restaurant off of, is the feel of that Muddy Waters cafe.
Hippie feel,
Well, it's just
kinda.
earthy and
Yeah.
nice and, you know,
Mhm.
just calm. Yeah, we actually, one time, pre-kids, you never do this with kids, right? We were just like, hey, let's go to Burlington for lunch. Like, why not? So we go and we drive, and it's quite a drive. We get the ferry, we get there, and Magnolia's is
It was closed.
closed for renovations.
Yeah.
And it was so sad. But we just went to the noodle place. Right, we went and got.
Oh, thank you, Jackie. You got $10.
What's that little dancing? Is it
I don't know,
like
it's
a
an-
pear or something?
I thought an avocado, but I think it's a pear.
I like avocados.
Mhm.
Thank you. So what does it say? Northern what? So you are really northern? Yeah. Oh yeah. 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 I was talking to someone the other day, and he asked me if I've ever heard of Turning Stone or something like that, which is a casino, and I said that's downstate, and he laughed at me. But I was like, dude, when you live where I live, everything is downstate.
Yeah.
So yeah, we call it Northern New York. We don't consider it upstate. We're Northern New York. You'd be in Canada in 5 minutes, probably.
Mhm.
They wouldn't let me in, but I could go to the border. Is that Bassett? Thanks, Bassett. I'm glad you found us. It's hard to be found on YouTube. It's tough. It's weird. I don't get it sometimes. How the channel can grow some days and shrink the next. So if you found us, I'm glad. I wish I could figure out how to do that more. I don't know. You try everything in the beginning of a channel. You try everything, like titles, thumbnails, descriptions. You know, and YouTube will be like, make more interesting content, and be like, the content is the content. I can't change that.
Right.
I mean, I think it's a lot better now with the better cameras, and I'm more aware of what is editable. That's a hard word to say. Before, I mean, we're like, literally, we were using an iPad to do video, and that didn't work out very well. That was bad. My old videos they're kind of nostalgic and fun to watch now because of that, but they're pretty bad. Yeah, Wabi Sabi. Yeah, Elliot and Hannah are pretty awesome, huh? I bet they're pretty busy with their new baby.
She's not as new anymore.
Well, pretty new.
There's a lot of people saying their concerts they've been to.
Oh, yeah?
Nirvana and Pearl Jam, Alice in Chains.
That was all at the same time?
Not at the same
Oh,
time.
I was like, that's the best concert.
They're 40-minute drive from
Yeah.
Seattle. So.
Well, Seattle's where it's at, you know. That's where, you know, Pearl Jam started. Wasn't their first band name Mookie Blaylock? Pretty sure. Something like that.
We got another super chat.
Dark Shadow 63. Thanks.
Isn't that Jace's like favorite number?
63?
Something like that.
Usually if you ask Jace something and he needs to give you a number and he doesn't know the number, he'll say 63.
Isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah. He's done it on camera. $20 for Murphy? What do you need $20 for?
Oh, we need a Frisbee.
We do. He is a Frisbee dog.
He will he's great with that. But
Yeah.
he chews everything up.
I'll show you Frisbee. I'll show you. He just woke up because I said the word Frisbee. I'll show you a Frisbee with Murphy. He is good.
Mm-hmm.
It's amazing. Before kids, when we had him, we would train him, and we'd get him to go through like the little obstacles.
By we, you mean?
Well, you. I mean, I kind of did it.
Yeah, maybe.
He'd jump stuff. Jump, weave,
It's called poles, but yeah.
poles. Oh, sorry.
I mean, he would go on like the little teeter-totter, and he'd go crawl under
Yeah,
stuff.
he's smart. Border collies, I think that's the problem actually, is they're a little too smart. But he's never been like tricky or destructive. He's always been really respectful.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if you tell him no, he knows. No means no.
Yeah.
And I know it's in their name, but he really knows his boundaries, so you don't have to worry about him really going in the road or anything like that. He knows where he can and can't go.
I mean, when people say that they instinctually like herd,
Oh, yeah.
they do. Like if I was to start running anywhere, he would try to herd me to make sure I don't leave his space.
Yep. Go walking in a trail. He'll be 50 feet in front of you, 50 feet behind you.
Yep,
He
he'll
just
run,
keeps
circle.
doing that. Yeah. Rolling Stones. There you go. That would have been a good one. I like the mid to late 60s music quite a bit. That's what I listen to if it's not 90s alternative rock. I bet you got a lot of music lovers in here that watch the channel just because I play a lot of music.
We hope so.
Yeah. I got a lot of pushback on that from a lot of people. Still do occasionally, but they're like, why do you do it? And I'm like,
I have to mute your video.
yeah.
I'm like, oh.
It's like, I like music. I like playing music.
Uh-huh.
Neil Young and Sydney? Wow.
There's a lot of people have gone to a lot of concerts. It's cool.
I think it's a thing to do. We don't get the opportunity around here much. I mean, the first Pearl Jam concert I went to was Pepsi Arena in Albany. And then was the one that we went to in Buffalo?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so Buffalo, I mean, that's 6.5 hours or more. Yeah, I'm glad that you like the music. I think that's the thing is I've honed it down now where the people that listen and watch the videos are like-minded, especially when it comes to music, because I kind of try to play the same type of stuff.
Somebody said they miss your drone shots.
Yeah, I'm scared to fly the drone around after running it into the maple tree.
They made it right, though. They fixed it.
Well, they fixed it. I paid for them to fix it, but I've used it actually a couple times since and just never put the footage in the video. Shouldn't tell you that.
Didn't make the cut.
It's hard to get good drone footage. You know, there's the really good YouTubers out there. They just make it look too easy. And then someone like me gets a drone, and you're like, I'm gonna be the next Peter McKinnon, you know, Casey Neistat. Watch out. And then you get it, and you're like, whoa, whoa. This is the best connection we've ever had because we're right next to the router. And I think there's like literally no delay on the video, which is great. We wanted to just go live because we wanted to go live yesterday, but I don't know. I was just really tired yesterday. Just staying in the house is such news, you know, and a lot of you have been watching for the whole time. It's been almost 5 years? Because I started thinking about it. Did we buy the house in December of 16 then?
Oh, don't ask me then.
I thought it was December of 17, which would only make it 4 years, right?
I
I can't do math right now, but yeah, just I don't even know if it's hit me yet how monumental it is that we're staying here for the couple days. It might mean like nothing to some people, but literally like the kitchen, like livable, no dust. We're here.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Cool.
crazy.
Yeah.
Like I have thought about this moment for years. I mean, what else are you gonna think about when you're ripping like rats' nests out of the walls? It's unreal. It doesn't seem. It, it doesn't seem real.
Mhm.
I can say that. The kids, I think, are just in love.
They're really comfortable.
They
Yeah.
they love their rooms,
Mhm.
which is great. I really wanted them to feel like safe, secure, happy. You know, it's
They like going out in the yard and
yeah. Oh yeah, the
really
yard
good.
here is so much better than our other yard. Way off the road, you know, compared to the other house. Been watching since the beginning of COVID. Yeah, I think we picked up quite a few people in the beginning of that, to be honest. So, but that's almost 2 years now, right? 18 months.
Sean said that it's his favorite when you pull the chainsaw out for the trench in the basement.
I really thought that chainsawing the clay was going to work a lot better than what it did. I have not used the chainsaw since. That blade is probably so dull.
Well, you said it was bad anyway.
Well, it wasn't great, but it could cut wood. Yeah, that was probably one of the worst ideas I had, but it was good in theory, because if you've ever seen a trencher, that's what it is. It looks like a chainsaw chain,
Mm.
but it's just bigger.
It must have like different
Different teeth.
Teeth. Mm.
Turns out the type of teeth matter.
Mm.
I wish I could see the chat better from the phone.
Yeah. Well, you can see this, can't you?
I never challenged Doug to a shaving challenge. No. I don't think he would, to be honest with you.
Somebody said they glued rhinestones all over their Audi for a COVID project.
Wow.
I would love to see that.
Yeah, can you Instagram that to me, please?
I think that would be cool.
I wouldn't mind seeing an Audi all rhinestoned out. Yeah, I used to shave all the time, really, and keep everything pretty cleaned up. But since, especially since working from home, not having to shave as much, I've kind of just let it go a little bit more.
I always kind of wonder if you're gonna not shave and then like just never shave again, like your dad or my stepdad.
He shaves.
My dad.
My dad shaves now. My dad, I've never seen him without a beard. My dad. But he doesn't have very much facial hair right now. But he used to be a much bigger beard. Around here in the North Country, you get your trucks and your beards.
Well, my dad has a big like Amish looking beard.
Yeah, Sarah's dad looks Amish.
Because he shaves his mustache and that's
Mhm.
what they do. So
Yep, he shaves the mustache and he has a beard.
when
I
the
mean-
kids were little, they used to touch it and say "subby, subby."
Yeah, he owns it. He owns
Yeah,
it, and
it works.
he does it. Yeah, he does it right. I'll probably get back into it at some point, to be honest. Not shaving probably clean, because that's kind of a hassle. But
Somebody said, "Are we gonna build a stone wall on the road? That would be sweet."
that is in the plan. Did I tell you that
Really?
already? Yeah. Yeah.
I thought we were just gonna plant some shrubs.
No, I've shown you the, we went to this tractor event kind of thing. Do you remember that?
Mm-hmm.
And they had all these different types of stone walls. And one of them is cool. I want to say it's based out of Europe, where it's double posts that are interconnected, and under the posts you do a little bit of a rubble stone wall. And it just looks really cool. It looks really old. I like it. So yeah, I want that barrier. You know, like playing with the kids today in the yard with a ball. And you know, I'm quizzing them always in their life, and I was like, "Hey, what would you do if you kicked the ball and it went over the road?" Jesus is like, "I'd get it," and I go, "And then you'd get in trouble." I was like, "Then you'd be in big trouble." And he's
They
like,
wouldn't.
"Why?"
They
No,
would
I
not.
know that he wouldn't, but
No
he said
way.
that he would. And I said, "If you kick the ball across the road, then you tell me, and I'll get it."
Yeah. They wouldn't do
Yeah,
that.
Lily wouldn't let him.
He wouldn't anyway.
Though they did roll something across the road the other day, which was not good. I have old tires that are stacked up next to my barn, and the kids thought it'd be fun to roll them down the hill, and one of them took right off, and it went right across the road.
Well, I guess it went over the hill, and there's like a big ditch.
Yeah.
And it took off over the ditch and
It
everything.
went across the road.
Yeah.
Which is not good because it's kind of a blind driveway. I mean, if someone
was
would have hit that,
terrifying.
it would have been horrible.
That's one of those things like, as a parent, it's just like, why would you do that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think sometimes when the kids are super smart, you know, they're both reading chapter books that I'd have a hard time reading. They're great, you know, math-wise, school and everything, and like, you just really think they're smart. They're really with it. And then it turns out, yeah, they're 6 and 9, and they want to roll a tire sometimes, and it might go across the road.
Mhm.
They didn't think about it very well. How do I find you on Instagram? If you go to Instagram and search 1806 Stonehouse, you should find us. I don't think there's another one. Pretty sure we're the only Stonehouse built that year. I've met someone from 1803, 1805, 1813. We're the only 1806.
Well, they don't like keep great records all the time.
No. And it might take 10 years to build the house, so who's to say? I saw a question somewhere recently.
It is kind of a busy road, and that's our biggest complaint.
It is kind of a busy road.
Mhm.
There's certain times of the day.
Well, busy for around here.
It's busy. It's busy. I mean, there could be a car every 5 minutes at certain times in the morning and night.
I mean, that's not busy for some people.
Is a car once every 5 minutes busy to you all? Because it's busy to me. And they're booking it. So.
Yeah.
But what's nice is like, and I haven't showed it much in a video really, but there's a real natural hill, a big ditch, you know, and it, you know, you'd have to try to get into the road.
Yeah, our kids are homeschooled. They've always been schooled at home, and we do year round in a casual way.
Yeah, it's like every day. They don't get a break.
Well, it's like we just learn all the time. If they have a question about an insect, then we find out about that insect, and there you go. There's science.
Yeah, Sarah was homeschooled until 6th grade.
It's kind of a long story, but off and on. I went to school in 2nd grade, and then I guess I always say I quit school in 2nd grade too.
She didn't like it, so then she quit and then went back.
Mhm.
And then your brothers and sisters were homeschooled until like 9th, probably.
6th and 8th.
6th and 8th.
Mhm. They never quit. They just kept going.
It's weird, but I think I remember one of the times that she started going to school. It would have been probably when you were in 6th grade. I would have been like 8th, right? 8th grade, a couple of years.
Yeah.
Small school. I do want to, Patty, yeah. I do want to build the kids a tree house, but I'm hesitant because it's hard to build one that's super safe. And I don't want to be that person that always worries, you know, but my kids have done some stuff with trees, you know, climbing trees where it worries me. So if I do build them something, it will be off the ground like 3 feet. So if they fall, it might be just a...
We encourage them to try to build their own, and it can only get as high as they can lift. They're like out there with like sticks and wood, and they're like finagling.
Yeah. Nah, it is hard for me to prioritize that right now because I want to do it right so it's safe.
I'm jealous of the 10 cars a day, Rebecca.
10 cars? Wow.
Yeah. Right now we live in town, which is busy, but they technically are supposed to go slower. So this is about the same amount of cars, but they go by fast. So.
Kids are loving the trampoline.
Mhm.
We had a bounce house, for those of you that don't know. I show it on Instagram, but we had a pretty good sized commercial bounce house that I bought from somebody for nothing. Like, they just wanted to get rid of it, which I thought was awesome and crazy. But then after owning it for 3 years, I just wanted to get rid of it
Mhm.
because it was maintenance and it killed the grass.
Like everywhere you went, you have to like drag it around. It's wicked heavy.
Oh, it's so heavy. So anyways,
And every time it rained, you have to get in there and like clean
oh,
it with
it was
towels.
mildewy. Like it was
tough.
when we decided to sell it. It was the best day of my life, and I listed it on Craigslist for what I paid for it. So we had it for 3 years for nothing. Person showed up to get it with like a Honda Accord, like a 1996 Honda Accord. And I was like, dude, where are you gonna put this thing? It's huge. Like it's huge. Folded up, wrapped with a tarp. He's like, we're putting it on the hood. We're putting it we're on the top of the car. Okay, so it took four people, and we got it up on the top of his car. And then he goes and he's like, well, we're going to Albany. And I'm like, you're driving to Albany? Like, that's a long ways away. With this thing that was making his tires hit the inside of his wheel wells.
Oh my gosh.
I couldn't believe it. But I was still really happy to see it go. And then we turned around and the same amount of money bought a trampoline, and it seems
We play in that every day.
all the time. We play it all the time.
They make me get in it too.
Mhm.
I have to teach them how to do flips.
You don't know how to do a flip.
Lily made me stay in there to teach her the other day.
Sarah was a big cheerleader in high school and college, and she did it even after college, right? Or was that during college?
That was during college.
It was like a semi-pro football team. Yeah, Carrie, I'm glad that you saw the pop-up too, because I feel like lately, when I put a video out, it seems like the notifications aren't going out, because I've had a lot of people actually email me that I've stopped uploading. I was like, no, I mean, I still try to upload at least, it's probably every week and a half now, maybe. Sometimes 2 weeks, I guess, if we're being honest. And, but they're not getting notifications. So it's good to see that you got this one. But when you go live, the notifications are better, I feel. I've thought about going live before releasing a video, but then it's difficult to do. We've got all the time in the world tonight because we're here. I do have the TV. It's hooked up. We could watch something, but we don't.
This is more fun.
Yeah, this is a lot more fun.
We'll probably do a house tour, like walk through. Once we're almost basically done.
Yeah.
It's gonna take me a while to do the trim paint business.
We're gonna be painting for a while.
Yeah.
That's what's nice though, is when we're here, you could easily paint one window a night. Or two even, probably. You're fast at painting. But there's no rush. I mean, they're not going anywhere the way they are. So.
We do have maple trees for maple syrup. We could tap them.
Yep.
And we
There's sugar
plan to.
maples. It's a lot of work. So I feel like because we're from this area and we've always been from this area, when you have maple trees, I did it as a child. I remember doing it as a child, and it was nice, you know, but it's a lot easier just to go to your neighbor that is a sap boiler and just buy a gallon of sap or syrup. For us, what is it, $25?
The Amish, I think, is like 35.
35?
And then the rest is 55 or 60.
So we can get like a gallon for like $35 from the Amish, which is pretty good. And a lot of people boil around here. So it's fun to do, but it's also very hard and time consuming, you know. Sometimes it's better just to buy it, I guess. Moving permanently, we're hoping by November. That's the plan. I'd like to be here before the big winter hits, before it starts getting real cold, and then I can get our other house winterized and closed up. And I'll probably start working on that a little bit, and then we're hoping that we can sell that probably in the spring. We have to keep it for a little longer because we need to get your flowers.
Well, I'm gonna do the best I can to
Yeah,
get them now.
but some of them you have to get in the spring though, right?
Mm.
So. From Kyle, Texas. Where's your sister from? She's in,
She's in the Air Force Base.
yeah, where?
San Antonio?
San Antonio? Sarah's sister's in San Antonio?
She was just
I
on
saw her in the chat.
briefly. She's actually quite ill right now. She's got the vid.
Mm. Where will Christmas be? Well, if we move in here in November, then we'll definitely have Christmas here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Kendra was just on.
Oh, yeah.
So we're not big on Christmas in the sense we do Christmas. We have the trees, but we don't buy a lot of presents for our kids because, well,
They get stuff all the time.
they get what they need all the time, and sometimes they get what they want all the time. My mom didn't celebrate Christmas as a child. We always did. I have good memories of Christmas, but I don't really like what Christmas has become. Like, it's just,
So commercial.
yeah, I mean, just buy. And
I like that we, like, always, the kids always make a present for each other.
yeah,
Like, it takes a long time to plan and do that because we have to, like, make sure they're not around the other one. But I really like that part about Christmas.
yeah, so they get more than this, but we try to do, what is it? One thing you need, one thing you want. What's
Yeah.
the next one?
It's like
There was one more.
want, need, wear, and read.
Yeah, something to wear, something to read. You know, it's that sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And then our kids are super happy if they just get, like, you know, a backpack or something. You know, Lily just got a couple new backpacks, and she's like over the moon. You know.
Usually she just wants books.
Mm.
It's like books.
Oh, like a real tree. I would be hesitant to get a real tree because our one cat, he's still at the other house. Actually, he's not coming here until the last second because he is just special needs.
He's really hard.
He's a hard cat to deal with, but he eats anything green. So
He eats anything.
yeah, he's been so weird lately.
But anyway, yeah, we can't have indoor plants, which I love because he just mows them
He'll
down.
eat 'em.
to,
He'll eat
like,
'em.
A stub.
You could put the most poisonous thing in the house and he'd eat it.
Mm-hmm.
If you're like eating a hamburger in the house, you take a bite and just kind of swing your arm down a little bit, like he's there to attack you and try to take your food. And he's like just neurotic about it.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't get it. And then he has a special diet. So yeah, if anybody wants a black cat,
He's so old too.
he is old black cat. You let me know.
He's like a skeleton. He's perfect for Halloween.
Yeah, so I'm gonna tell the cat story, but I've said this before, but it's a good story. How we got Shark on. I did a fundraiser when we owned our restaurant. I sat on the roof of the restaurant in January, which is a cold time of year for around here, and I sat on it for how long? Was it 24 hours? It wasn't full 24 hours.
It was like
16 hours?
Yeah, something like that.
So I sat up there for 16 hours in a cardboard box. It's cold. Sarah would bring me like, what did you bring me that was warm? Soup? Like,
soup and coffee.
yeah.
and-
So anyways, I sat up there for a long time. I raised money for a local SPCA
Mhm.
or a humane society. Anyways, they were over the moon because we raised a lot of money. And they said, you can pick any cat you want. And I said, well, what cat has been here the longest? And that's where I went wrong. I should have just gotten a cute kitten. They're like, oh, this one, this black cat. His name was Todd. He's been here the longest. Okay, I'll take Todd, thank you. $30, but I got it for free. So I was like, awesome. And within a week, he ate dental floss, which we didn't know. He just got really sick. He stopped eating.
I was like giving him water with a syringe.
Yeah, he was
on our
dying,
bed,
and I'm like, oh my
it
God,
was awful.
it was our first pet too, as a married couple. We're terrible at pets. And so we took him to the vet, and they took an x-ray, and that's when they knew something was in his stomach. So they're like, he's gonna die, or you can operate. I'm like, well, how much is that gonna be? They're like, we don't really know, because we don't know
It's
what.
exploratory.
Yeah, we're just gonna get in there and see what happens. Well, after the surgery, turned out that he ate the dental floss. It bound his whole system up. They had to remove like a good portion of his intestines. And $700 later, my free cat turned into a $700 cat. And then he's been
Since then.
weird diet, neurotic, crazy cat ever since.
Jeez.
And then the even longer part of that story is that he was at the SPCA. Well, he was my cousin's cat, we found out, way after the fact.
That like ran away, but they didn't
Yeah.
care.
Yeah. My cousin Mark had the cat. He ran away. Mark let it run away, I think. Like, didn't look for this cat. It ended up at the Humane Society for 2 years. Then we got him. And now I'm not going to
still
get
have
rid of him.
No.
He's my cat, and he's sweet sometimes when he's not ripping your face off.
He'll like purr up on Ellie.
Yeah. He'll like
and
purr.
she'll be like,
Yeah.
snuggling him and kiss him, and then he'll just like grab onto her head on both sides.
Yeah, just
Like for out of nowhere. It's pretty scary, but that's cat.
when you're cooking food, he'll jump at the hot plate as you're cooking. Like you
Anyway.
have to keep
Oh my
kicking him
gosh.
down.
Too long on this cat
Yeah.
business.
Well, it's worth talking about. I mean, we love our animals, but we can't get rid of him. He is part of the family.
Yeah. Does a cat need a Wendy house? I don't know what that is.
Well, I don't know what a Wendy house is.
It doesn't sound. I don't know.
Well, that's the problem if I make a barn cow out of him. If I put him outside, he'll eat grass until he dies. He can't go outside.
Somebody, Jesus is God, said that she had a cat like that, ate carpet, and after the surgery, he ate everything.
Yeah.
And he just gets diarrhea.
He
over
licks the wood stove. Like, what cat does that? If there's a little bit of ashes, he'll lick it.
Yeah, I don't know. And we give him like really good food,
Yeah.
like meat. We give him only meat.
We have to buy like roasts, and then we grind it with a grinder, put
Yeah.
some special stuff in it, and then he eats that.
Yeah.
Let's stop talking about the
Anyway, yeah, it's depressing.
cat. Yeah. Yeah, he's a special cat.
Mhm.
So what do you think?
I don't know.
I haven't seen a question in a while, but we were ranting
Mhm.
about the cat. I think we're gonna stay here, obviously, tonight. Could we stay tomorrow too?
Mhm.
Yeah, we'll probably stay tomorrow too. Yeah, there's no reason not to.
Mhm.
It's gonna be hard to go back. It'll be interesting to see if the kids give us a hard time about going back.
Jay said he missed. He's like, I want to go home, and I was like, oh no.
Mm.
But he said he missed his dinosaur toys
Oh, we should.
and
I
how to
would have
train
grabbed
your
them when I
dragon
went there.
toys. That's what he said.
Jason's got more dinosaurs than a museum.
Than the Jurassic period.
He knows the scientific name for every dinosaur, and if you call it something like long neck, well, you know, you're not very smart.
Yeah, he's good at it.
Even like a T-Rex, like that's not the name. I don't know the real name, I'd tell you.
Tyrannosaurus Rex?
No, there's a real name for the Tyrannosaurus
No,
Rex.
there's another one that's bigger than the Tyrannosaurus
Okay.
Rex.
You see what I'm talking about?
But I got one right. He's like, what's the dinosaur that could like swim and it had a long neck? And I was like, it's the plesiosaur. Because he taught me. But
Yeah. He's really
he like
dinosaurs.
writes like field guide books about them.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
he loves that.
He just wrote a book on a kraken, and he's really proud of it. It's a really good book.
Mm-hmm.
Where
They took some like cool pictures.
yeah, they took really good. I wish it was here.
It's not.
Took some really cool pictures. They took a jug of water and they made it like blue water, and they put like a rubber squid in the water and some rocks, and took pictures
And sand.
and then wrote a story with the pictures, and
Yeah.
it's really good.
Mm-hmm.
It kept my attention.
We have not started packing the other house.
Mm-mm.
Oh,
We're limiting the kids to 3 boxes each,
yeah, right.
and I'm limiting Sarah to 1 box. She has like every pair of shoes she's ever had since high school.
I've gotten rid of a lot.
You've gotten rid of them. They're in the garage.
No. Like I donated like
Oh, good.
30 pairs of sneakers.
Yeah.
Not a joke.
Yeah.
So.
I went to the house today to feed the cat and to pick up some food for Murphy, and I needed to get some stuff for this one. And I'm like in her drawers, I'm like, what about this? And she's like, no, I don't really wear that. I don't like it. I don't like the way it fits. And I'm like, I'm throwing it away then. She's like, no, don't do that. I'm like, if you're never gonna wear it again, then why are we keeping it?
I can't throw it away. If I can give it away, I'd feel fine.
We're gonna be giving a lot of stuff away
Yeah.
because we aren't like the people from the show Hoarders, but we have a lot of stuff, it seems. Like not useless things, but things that have accumulated.
Mm-hmm. It's like, what if I need that? That's my problem.
You don't though.
No, I don't need most of it. A lot of clothes, and I barely ever.
Yeah, you wear like the same 5 things. I think Sarah now is way different than Sarah before.
Is that a bad thing?
No,
Okay.
no. I like both Sarahs.
Mm-hmm.
But Sarah before liked the shop and shoes and different things like that. And Sarah now just wears like sweatpants. But you're more comfortable.
I just don't need to buy anymore.
Yeah, we don't. Yeah, we used to be.
I don't like buying clothes anymore.
Yeah, well, she used to teach like an exercise class, so she was buying a lot of sneakers for that and different outfits to be, I don't know, hip with the class. And then when we had the restaurant, I mean, you don't want to wear the same 4 things because
Yeah.
like the same customers coming in every day, they'd be like, dude, you own more than just the one shirt.
Yeah.
So
I actually have that book. Does It Give You Joy? And I am really awful.
she can. I'm telling you.
I can justify
Yeah.
in my head.
Who here? Raise your hand. If you have a junk drawer. Who's got a junk drawer? Okay. We've probably got 3.
Okay. It's because like they're all in the kitchen and the kids will come and whatever, it just accumulates on my counter. And then I just open the drawer and I just put it all inside when I have to go.
I could
use
take
my
each
counter.
one of these junk drawers and just dump them out in the trash. It wouldn't bother me one bit. I wouldn't even know what I'm
then
throwing
you would
away.
need the super glue and this random piece for a
Well,
game.
I would keep like the super glue, but everything else
Anyway.
can go. So we're gonna sell those junk drawers on eBay because I just found out and I didn't know this. But you can sell unsearched junk drawers.
How do you know they're unsearched?
Well, that's what they say. It's an unsearched junk drawer, and they're like, I watched like an Instagram video or something or a YouTube video, and they're like, I paid $300 for this. I'm like, I got $900 in junk drawers then, and ours are good junk drawers. Like, there's gonna be some really good stuff. Like, you know, you're digging around in there looking for the super glue, and you're like, you'll find like a silver spoon. You're like, what is this?
Yeah.
You know, golf tees.
A rare coin.
Yeah,
Things like that.
yeah, just all sorts of stuff. You never know. So keep your eyes open for those, because we'll put that on.
Anyway,
Yeah.
I did see a question and I missed it.
I'll tell you right now, I'm using the opportunity of moving as a chance to purge, getting rid of things that we no longer use or need, and maybe going with that life lesson when we live here. We're not minimalists by any means, but we're gonna try to keep less around.
I do that with like dishes. Basically all our dishes are broken.
Yeah, yeah.
So then I just don't replace them. So it's like, you need a plate, you're gonna wash the one plate that's yours.
Yeah. It is a good way to keep things down like that.
Yeah. Oh, the hardware for the built-in, I found the hardware I wanted. It was like handmade on Etsy, this artisan that makes stuff out of brass, and I went to order it and it wouldn't let me.
Yeah.
It like kicked me out 3 times in a row, and it took me like 6 hours to find what I wanted.
She just told that story very nicely. It was 3 hours of looking and searching and selecting. Got it all in the cart, and then her phone was at 1%.
Yes, that's true.
And she was rushing to try to check out, and then it wouldn't work.
No, I plugged the phone in time.
Oh.
But
I think we should try again on the computer.
maybe.
I think it's just sometimes phones aren't compatible with certain websites, you know.
So yeah, I picked what I wanted, but I didn't get it.
Since the house is so old, any chance of it being haunted? You know, in all seriousness. Okay, what's that? Which room of the house are you most proud of? It's a really tough question, because I like every inch of it. I have spent a meaningful amount of my life on every inch of the house. So for me to say one room in particular, I think it would be impossible.
I would have picked the downstairs bathroom for you, just because of like what went into it.
Yeah. Last night, all the lights were off, and the downstairs bathroom light was on, and the door was open a little bit, and you could kind of see in there, and I'm like, we have a really cool bathroom. Like, that is really cool. But I wouldn't say it's my favorite room. I mean, I like a lot of spots in it. I mean, right now, just sitting here even, like, I'm really happy. I said it yesterday about the miters on all of the molding, on how nice they are. How usually I stare at things that bother me, that are crooked or something. Other houses like the worst for me because of that. So here I can look at these miters and these windowsills and all the trim and how much time I spent getting it as good as I could, and I love them. And then even a windowsill like this, if you remember, you might not be able to see it, but I had to add on to it, and I pegged it. So I love looking at those pegs, knowing that I spent a lot of time on that one windowsill. So that little thing, that makes me happy. So I have spots all over the house that are like that. Just remind me of that time or that day of the week that I spent on that spot. So I don't know. I think it's good to say that I like the whole house. I mean, walking down that hallway and seeing the bathroom is probably one of my favorite things, though. Who retracted a message? Anthony?
I take it back.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how I feel about it. The minute you get rid of something, it's like, oh, I needed that.
Well,
oh, that's what that piece was for. Random.
No, I would not only throw away the one piece of puzzle you have, I'd throw away the whole puzzle.
I'll find a puzzle. I have a place for puzzle pieces that I randomly find. It's always exciting when you're like, oh, I did the whole puzzle and I'm missing a piece, and I'm like, I got that piece. Let me go to my stash.
She does it for everything too. It'd be like some toy that takes batteries, but the battery cover, you know, you lose the battery cover. So the kids would be like, do you know where the battery cover is? Mom's like, ping.
Yeah.
She's like, it's in my second junk drawer.
Well, it gets set on my counter and I need to make dinner and it goes in the drawer. Anyway.
Yeah. Are you liking the karma of the house? Yeah, definitely. So you know that Jason and I stayed here once. So I wish it would have been my first time staying here last night with everybody. But Jason and I did stay here once. Yeah, the house is really I don't know how to put it. It just seems like the humidity is really nice. It's really quiet. And I love the lighting. Our other house has terrible lighting, so there's always shadows everywhere. So I think when we were doing this place, like, it was important to me that we put in lights in certain places to have good light. But yeah, like, it feels good to be here. It's darker though, because in town you've got the street lights, so if you look outside you can see. Where here, I feel like I can't see out the windows at all at night. It's
Yeah,
just
the kids
dark.
were commenting about that.
It's dark.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So we have kept a collection of things that we found in the house and around the property, and we have it like
Oh yeah.
in a little cup.
Well, I got multiple things really. Downstairs in the basement, I have a big container of things like horseshoes, wallpaper.
Well, funny
Things.
story, funny not funny. Lily was doing a magic trick and she needed a marble and she lost her marble. And then she knew that there was a marble from here and she borrowed it and she lost that.
Oh.
And she was like crying.
Which one?
The red, white, and blue one.
Oh. I found a clay, I think it was a clay marble, which is really rare and old.
We looked everywhere for this marble in the yard. It was awful.
Oh, that's okay. Those are really replaceable.
Yeah.
Those.
I told her.
Yeah, the little
whatever.
container of stuff I have is more like the little things, the coins, keys. There's a silver knife. We found a really cool tin photograph in the wall, if you remember that. That was really cool. Like a 5x7 tin photograph of somebody. Don't know who. I wish I did. I have a pretty good idea, but it'd be impossible to verify.
Ooh, Tosh said, it's not a junk drawer, it's a lost and found drawer. I like that.
I'm okay with having like a spot where you put things, but for you, it's beyond just a junk drawer. Like, I wish that we could share that, I guess. Like the moving, I wish I could share the moving experience, like the other house, getting things together, but.
That's too overwhelming.
Yeah.
Probably. Nobody wants.
No, because we don't fight a lot. We don't fight a lot. I mean, I wouldn't even use the word fight with a lot of things but I'm fearing the move, because it's gonna be like, we don't need that, and you're gonna be like, I want that, and then that's where I have to make a decision. Do I just let her have it? Rip it up in little pieces so she can. We'll see. We'll see. I think everybody knows Sarah gets her way.
It's kind of funny. Like, I used to have this blanket, and I think it was the first year I went to school, and I came home, and it was like, my blankie, and it was in shreds, and my mom had cut it, and just left a little triangle or square, that was like in one piece.
I think that's a lot of what's going on here, is that she's very sentimental.
Yeah, I think so.
Like, when we traded the truck, that we brought Lily home with, you cried.
I don't know why. I'm fine about it now.
I mean, I wouldn't say that I wasn't upset about that or things like that, but I'm not that sentimental.
Mm-hmm.
But then I am about certain things, you know. Like I would never throw away like, you know, Lily's first outfit or something like that she came home in. I mean,
Do you even know what it is?
yeah.
Really?
Well, technically the one I picked and she couldn't wear it because it was way too big. I went
No, it was too hard to get on. It was like.
And it was too big too, but I went to Walmart. I'm all excited. I'm like, I'm picking the first outfit, and she would have been so cute. And then it didn't really work out.
It was totally impractical because like you don't know that.
It didn't really work out.
Yeah.
And then you know, I don't even know. I mean, I know that there's a first outfit for Jason, Ellie, but it was different for your other kids. The first one always gets treated a little differently.
Oh yeah, there's probably a cat. There's a cat roaming around. We brought one cat.
Oh yeah, have they seen Dobby?
I think so.
I just heard him. I just heard him jump down and
Oh,
run.
he was on Chase's bed.
Yeah. So he also gets the meat, like the other cat, and if you feed your cat raw meat, they really just turn wild. So when you give it to him, he's just like.
Yeah.
I thought he would come down here, but he
Yeah.
stopped. I think he's kind of scared of the stairs. Like Murphy doesn't like going up the stairs. I'm talking about you.
We don't have a time capsule for the house unless you think YouTube is a time capsule.
Yeah, YouTube's a good time capsule, but I've thought about doing something like that. I know Elliot did for Wabi Sabi, like put something in his floor, which is cool. I've put a lot of notes, a lot of messages, because we found one message and it was awesome. It wasn't even a good message, but it was cool to find.
Mm-hmm.
So I have thought about putting something, like a legit thing. I mean, it'd be cool.
Yeah.
It'd be cool. Someone would find it a long time from now because I don't think the house is going to go through a huge renovation in a very long time. I feel like I've overbuilt enough to where it might keep somebody from having to like rip things apart. But you never know. A lot of people just like to change things, I guess, when the house becomes theirs. I thought about that actually. I kind of wanted to invite the original, like the people that we bought the house from. Just, I think I could get their address, you know, write them a letter. But I was thinking like they might not be that happy about how far back we took it.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's their home. They lived here for 30 years. I think they were really pleased to see us do it because I did have some conversation with them, but I think they were very shocked at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it wasn't a message on the fire pit. Someone just asked. It was just a last name of who made the fire pit, which then I get to I know the date that was put in, so which is cool. And then there's a name on the concrete slab downstairs, Andre, which I don't know of any Andres that lived in the house, so that was probably a worker.
Or it could have been a kid that wasn't on.
Could have been a kid. I could do a lot more research on that and try to find out. I don't think that pad was put in that long ago.
It says the date.
There's some shoe prints in the pad of the barn, which I think that's quite a bit older. Yeah, Andre, yeah, what is it? Was it 64?
74.
74?
I don't know now.
I could go look, but Andre.
I gotta go to bed.
I did not put my name, I didn't put my name on the concrete. I don't know why, I thought about it. But
I didn't even think about it.
I thought about
They
it.
just made it so smooth and shiny for so long. It's like if you, I don't know.
They worked hard to get that perfect, and then the kids rolled around on it with their little cars and just made marks everywhere.
It's fine.
Yeah. Well, we've been chatting for a while. It's way past Sarah's bedtime.
It's about now.
Yeah, the renter's still there. He's not there right now. I don't know. He might have went to his girlfriend's, or he's not there. I don't know. But our agreement with him is to give him a 6 month notice, and he may or may not need 6 months, but that's the agreement. And we have not given him that notice yet. So that kind of tells you that we're not really in a yank to start the other side of the house. So
He did ask me when we thought we were gonna move in.
you told him November?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
I mean, he knows, he's well aware. We've had really good communications, so he could leave next month if he wanted to. But I plan on trying to make it as easy as possible for him. He's been living here for a lot longer than us, like, so it's a big thing to have him move. Thought I heard someone. So yeah, well, this was fun. I mean, I wanted to do it yesterday, just too tired. It takes a lot out of me to go live. Probably won't do it again tomorrow or nothing. But I just thought it was fun to have this record for us in the future too, of the first couple nights that we stayed here. And that's really 90% of what YouTube is for us, is that record for us, looking back and watching our kids grow up during this time.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, they've changed a lot. Like Lily, I gave her a big hug today, and I was like, she was 4 when we started this. I mean, she's really only known the renovation.
Mm-hmm.
And when she was going to bed, I like kissed her on the head, and I was just like, I worked so hard for you to have this nice room, because she was saying how much she liked it. And I was like, I've just worked so hard, and you're finally here, and you're sleeping in your room, and I'm just like, couldn't be happier.
Mm-hmm.
I really couldn't be happier. So, I know that she'll watch this someday when she's a lot older, and I told her I did it for her. I did it for you and the kids. It's a lot of work. It's a huge undertaking, and it still does not seem real. That it's like close to being what I would call like done, It's cool. So, anyways, thanks for hanging out with us, because everything on Netflix sucks anyways. Well,
You're gonna have to push the button because I can't do that.
yeah, I'll do it. Good night, everybody.